Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back. It's Mrs. Morelli. I have something fun for you today in my story time, and it's a book about some fun painters that you've learned about this week. Now, this silly book, though, is about animals that pretend to be those painters. So they're pretty cool, and I think you're going to have fun listening to their story, how they met and how they learned to enjoy each other's talent, different types of painting, because everyone is special. Everyone is talented in their own way. So these friends are going to find out in the story what they like and maybe don't always like about each other's painting. So let's have fun together and hear our story. It's called When Picasso Met Mootisse. Picasso is a silly, fun name for an animal that's imitating our painter Picasso, and Mootisse, a silly name for an animal that is pretending to be Matisse, one of the modern artists that we talked about this week. So let's enjoy this book by Nina Layden, When Picasso Met Mootisse. A pig and a cow having fun painting. Look at all their beautiful colors. Lots of talent. We're going to see. There once was a young pig named Picasso. While the other piglets rolled in the mud and played games, Picasso painted. He painted anything and everything, and in a most unusual way. At the same time, there once was a young bull named Mootisse. Mootisse was not like other bulls. He wasn't interested in bullfighting. Mootisse was happy only when he painted pictures, and he painted big, bold, bright pictures. Beautiful, bright colors, boys and girls. In time, the world of Picasso's talent spread throughout the pig provinces. Soon, art-loving pigs from all over lined up to buy his creations. Pigs loved his paintings. At the same time, Mootisse was getting famous in the cattle community. There weren't many households that did not own a Mootisse, or a masterpiece, they called it. So, there it is. Lots of beautiful, bright pictures, but just like the bull that he was. Picasso and Mootisse were becoming art superstars, but this came with a price. Everybody wanted to see them. Art buyers, art sellers, art students, art historians, art groupies. It was an art attack. Everyone lined up to see his beautiful work. One day, Picasso got fed up and said, "I'm tired of this noisy pig pen." At the same time, Mootisse declared, "I'm sick of the crowded cow town." Needing a change, they both decided to look for a peaceful place where they could paint without distraction. All the bold, bright colors, and they both had the same idea. Let's go somewhere peaceful. So where'd they go? So each of the two artists looked far and wide for a perfect spot. Picasso found a lovely farm towards the east. Mootisse found a handsome farm facing the west. After Picasso moved in, he went to introduce himself to his new neighbor across the road. There they are, boys and girls. Peaceful area, farm area. At the same time, Mootisse went to introduce himself to his neighbor across the road. And this is how Picasso met Mootisse. And coincidentally, this is how Mootisse met Picasso. Look at those paintings. Do they look familiar? Familiar to the special designs that we saw that Mootisse made, only now he's making them in a peaceful area of his farm, on the grass. At first, Picasso and Mootisse were friendly and welcomed each other as neighbors, but soon things begin to change. What happened? They welcomed each other. They showed each other their beautiful paintings. But now what happened? Let's see. It started one day when Picasso criticized one of Mootisse's paintings. Then Mootisse made fun of one of Picasso's. Mootisse called Picasso an art hog. Then Picasso called Mootisse a mad cow. Mootisse quipped, "You paint like a 2-year-old. Picasso retorted, "You paint like a wild beast." Mootisse raged, "Your colors look like mud." Picasso spat, "Your paintings look like color by numbers." Then things really got out of hand. Uh-oh. They weren't very nice, were they, boys and girls? Instead of enjoying their friends, they started making them feel sad. Even though they were both so talented, they did not want to admit one was better than the other. What happened? There's something else that might look familiar to you. Our Jackson Pollock drip painting, right, friends? Splattering, painting all the beautiful colors. But just by accident, it was a modern art mess. May have been a mess, but beautiful to others. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and what we did see is a beautiful painting after all. Picasso stormed off into his house. "Then Mootisse doesn't like my art," he huffed. "Well, I'll show him." And Mootisse bullied his way into his house. "I'll give that Picasso something he can't criticize," he snorted. Then a full-scale feud erupted, but it was a most unusual battle. Armed with ladders and buckets of paint, Mootisse launched the first attack. He started at dawn. By the end of the evening, he had succeeded at transforming the outside of his house into a monster-sized masterpiece. Look what happened. With all this beautiful painting, he made another masterpiece. Looks like the moose or the bull, all along the side of the house. Pretty cool, actually, isn't it? Not to be outdone, Picasso fired up his paintbrushes and, full view of the enemy, counterattacked. He turned his farmhouse into a huge and outrageous pork of art. The two artists then retreated into their houses, pulled down the shades. Picasso certainly didn't want to look out his window to stare at Mootisse, and Mootisse had no desire to give his rooms a view of Picasso. But truthfully, even though they were not so happy with each other, they were transforming their houses into works of art after all. All right. This presented a problem, and there seemed to be only one solution. Without a word to each other, Picasso and Mootisse each began to build a huge wooden fence down the middle of their road. There they go. They want their own private spot, so they figured, well, building a fence might just do it. And look at that. And what do you think's going to happen next? Oh boy, there's the nails, there's the hammers. They're building that big fence. But what do you think they're going to do on that fence? What do they both like to do, friends? You're right. They both like to paint. Oh, I bet that fence is going to be very creative. Let's see. At first, Picasso and Mootisse seemed satisfied. Both artists went back to painting by themselves. But after a while, Picasso was surprised to find that he missed that bullheaded Mootisse. At the same time, Mootisse found his studio empty without the presence of pig-headed Picasso. Picasso pondered, thinking, that Mootisse isn't such a bad artist. He has some interesting ideas. And Mootisse moaned that Picasso may not paint like me, but he knows what he's doing. So look at that. Mootisse and his cow or bull was created by Picasso, and look what Mootisse did. He created a pig-like picture of his friend. They really ended up missing each other after all, even though they weren't so happy from the beginning. However, being naturally pig-headed and bullheaded, neither artist knew how to apologize to each other. So they did what they did best. They let their paintbrushes do the talking. Picasso painted on one side of the fence, and Matisse painted on the other. Each worked till they were exhausted. It was strangely quiet when they were done. We were right, boys and girls. They're painting those fences. Look at how beautiful the colors, the shapes, the designs. Absolutely beautiful. After all, they could not stop because that's what they love to do best, to paint. Then, curious to see what Mootisse had been doing, Picasso sprinted around to the other side. At the same time, Mootisse galloped over to Picasso's side. The silence was broken as the two artists began laughing at their amazing work of art. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. It turns out they actually were honoring each other and showing what great artists they really were. From that day on, Picasso and Mootisse became great friends. They happily took down the fence, shared their different views, and a few months later, a big museum bought the fence. Picasso called his side when Picasso met Mootisse, and Mootisse called his side when Mootisse met Picasso. And there they are, honoring each other. And their talent was recognized so well by the community that a museum bought the paintings to display them so everyone could enjoy them from that day on. And the critics, those people who said what they liked, they're called critics. They called it incredible. After all, people came far and wide to see their incredible, which means awesome and wonderful, work. And that, boys and girls, is the story of Picasso and Mootisse. And here are the actual artists. Here they are, Pablo Picasso and Henri Matisse. There it goes, boys and girls. They became friends after all. Clap if you liked it, everyone. That was an outstanding book to honor two great painters of our time. So I hope that this will inspire you to go out and continue to get your paintbrushes and be creative this week and anytime that you can, inside and outside, and keep your area nice and clean so mommies and daddies won't mind bringing all of the materials for you and helping you to be the artist that you are. And each one of us, you, me, our family, our friends, have the talent to paint and make things beautiful, to make everyone around you smile and be happy. So share your talent and enjoy being creative, friends. Remember again how much I love you, boys and girls, and you're in my heart every single day. Even though I may not be with you, you're with me in here. And catch my kisses and look for me, and I'll keep looking for you, and I'll show you how proud I am every single day. So it's wonderful to be together again. I can't wait to see you again tomorrow during our Zoom class, and every day come watch some of my videos on the afternoon. Love you, friends. Have a great day. Bye for now.